Hey guys, I'm going to be greasing my wheel bearings today. I already did 3 of them. I'm going to show this last one. I noticed a lot of people, watched some videos about how to do this, and some of you guys are just taking these hubs down way too far. You're taking the hubs completely off the razor, putting them on your workbench, putting them in a vise, and then greasing the bearings. That's way too much work. You don't have to do all that. You can do whatever you want, really, but this is the easiest route that I found. I'm going to be greasing the bearings while the hub is still attached to the razor. These are some of the tools that I've used so far. This might help you out. I'm using my high lift jack. I got my floor jack to go underneath the trailing arm once the tie rod's disassembled. Let's see, pliers, impact, the Two Guys Hobbies wheel bearing greaser. That thing comes in clutch. That's amazing. Must have. It's kind of pricey. It was 63 bucks, free shipping, but I have a feeling I'm going to be using the hell out of that thing, so that's a good investment. The nut for the axle is a 1 1/16 socket. Everything else is pretty much a 15 millimeter, so I'm using a 15 mil socket and a 15 mil wrench. And you got to remove a couple cotter pins. Some of the cotter pins are kind of stubborn, so I have this tool here to kind of get the eye of it and pry it out of there. Flashlight, it's kind of dark. Vice grips, may or may not need those. And Loctite. I use Loctite on everything, so you don't have to do it, but I highly recommend using Loctite on any of your off-road toys. These things like to rattle. So let's see. Pry bar, rubber mallet. That's nice to pop the hub out. So let's stop wasting time. I'll try to do this as fast as possible. And let's see. Let's see here. Try to get you a good view of what's going on. So I'm going to start from the wheels on, everything. Start from start to finish. This one's already loose. So tear her down. Another thing I recommend, I kept going through wheel studs, and I've been through about 4 or 5 wheel studs on this thing so far. I've been using my impact every time I take my knobbies off, put my paddles on. I think that's what's doing it. Over time, it's just wearing the threads down. So I started using my ratchet wrench, and I'm not going through wheel studs anymore. So something to think about there. Got tired of drilling out my studs every time I broke a nut off. I also been greasing my wheel studs. I go to Pismo a lot. I'm out here in California, and that ocean just, yeah, man, it rusts everything fast. So I've been greasing the threads of these studs here, and then putting the nuts on, and they've been coming free a lot easier. So, little trick I learned. I torque these at about 60 to 70 foot-pounds. I don't know what everybody else torques theirs to. Okay, let's get in. Lighting's kind of terrible. Sorry about that. Well, good enough. Okay. I'm going to start out by taking this cotter pin. Feel free to fast forward this video if you need to. You don't got to watch the whole thing. Everybody knows how to take a cotter pin out. One 1/16 socket. What else on there? Put my 15 mil socket on my impact, 15 mil wrench. Take off this top radius rod or whatever those are called. At this point, I put a floor jack underneath this trailing arm, that way you disassemble the rest of it, it'll fall on the ground and fall on your foot or something. Brake calipers next. That's a 15 mil again. I'm going to take this bottom one off here to get to my brake caliper. That drop off there. Whoop. Okay. Now you can get to your brake caliper. Okay. It'll pop off. Oh, good to go. Pop this axle in a little bit. Go. This slides right off. You'll have two of these in your hub. Don't lose those. Never mind this 2-inch spacer on the spindle. You don't have to, if anybody's running spacers, you don't have to take your spacers off to replace or grease your wheel bearings. Not a big deal. Okay, now that's out of the way. Hopefully you can see that. Lighting sucks. You're going to take your Two Guys Hobby wheel bearing greaser. There you go, that was upside down. This particular one has engravings on the front. It's a newer model, I suppose. Has a wing nut instead of a wing bolt on the back. Take that out. Pop that in. You're going to put this on the back. Screw the wing nut on. You don't have to put the back of this on, but I do. Okay, now get your grease gun. I'm using marine grease. A lot of people just use regular wheel bearing grease, but I'm finding out a lot of you guys are going through wheel bearings because you're driving in the mud, you're getting in the water, and these bearings are just rusting out. So this isn't proven or nothing, but I figure marine grease is more tolerable to water and rusting, so more resistant anyways. There's 1 pump, 2 pumps, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. There's grease coming out. There's grease coming on 26 on my 27 pumps. 28, 29, 30 for good measure. Okay, that's all she is. And you just take the back off, unscrew the wing nut. Okay. And to put this back together, it's just a reverse order, simple. So that's how. It seems like a lot of work, but I mean that only took me a couple minutes, and now my bearings greased. I'm good to go. I can go enjoy Pismo for New Year's, and don't have to worry about my bearings seizing up or whatever. So use gloves. That keeps the mess down greatly. So I'm not a technician or nothing. I'm no mechanic, but hopefully this video helps somebody. There it is.